Dgenz Crypto Daily, episode 52 is coming right up.
Dgenz Crypto Daily. Dgenz Crypto Daily. That's right. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily. News in the code. Riding on the blockchain. Heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying. Rugs are in the air. Try give us a minute to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon. And Ether's on fire. Holders in the storm. Lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead. Watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane. Never gonna hit them slow. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now. Trading is wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, stinking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Fortunes you can see. All those diamonds, digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
Yes, I do. I have you wild and free. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? It's probably good evening somewhere else. Good afternoon. On this amazing Tuesday in October, we're halfway through October, and I don't know about you, but it feels really warm here. Like, I don't know Fahrenheit, but it's about 10 degrees right now. In the morning, that's pretty hot for October. And I think that as we move forward in time, as the weather gets colder and colder, I think crypto gets hotter and hotter. I hope that happens today during the stream, actually, because as I'm watching Bitcoin right now, it's going up while we're talking. I want to touch on a lot of things today, including the Politify tokens, Comma, and Tremp. I want to touch upon layer 1 and 2s. There's a lot of layer 1s and 2s that we want to discuss to see if there's any potential value we can extract on the charts themselves. Maybe even look at some fundamental analysis with them. But first, let's do a few things before we start. If you haven't had a chance to follow me on Twitter, this is your opportunity to do that now. You can stay up to date with all crypto-related things, including the stream, right? You will get a notification of the stream when it goes live. And so give this account a follow. As well, if you haven't had a chance to follow our Dgenz NFT project that's on Solana, go ahead and do that now. Why should you do that? Well, for one, you can come and join our community. That is quite awesome, I would say. We are here every day. We discuss crypto. We discuss cat ownership and dog ownership, and talking about memes and NFTs and a whole bunch of fun things. So if you are of that kind and you want to join a fun community, click on this link right here. That's the Discord link, and join our awesome community. If you want to follow the stream and interact with it, this is how you do that. You go to the bottom right corner and say GM Jam. Just like that. Normally, we go through all the comments and post and see whether or not there is something cool and amusing or interesting to post. I'll throw it on the stream. If there's any requests for tokens to look at, I will definitely look at that and put it on the stream. Lastly, before we start, if you are in our Discord and you're taking our calls, you can get 10% off on all of your trades using Blowfin and this QR code. So scan it, register with Blowfin, and you can practically go and trade everything we do, including trades on ETH, DIA, Nero, Mudang, right? If you, for example, were shorting Mudang more recently, you would have been up at least 11% times that by the leverage. So if you're doing 10x leverage, it's over 100% gain if you've done that. So lots of value there. Okay, let's get into the news. So today is the day where this Trump family's World Liberty Finance token is going live. It says here it sold $220 million. Or sorry, 220 million WLFI in minutes, meaning that there was a lot of demand for it. Somebody says here, a blockchain wallet connected to the token holds nearly 3 million's worth of Ether and less than 1 million of Tether. So let's quickly look at that. The anticipated token sale for the Trump family-backed World Liberty Financial appears to have gone live on the platform. The sale went live 12:40 UTC with over 220 million of the platform's WLFI tokens sold in the first 20 minutes to over 1,700 unique wallets. Okay. WLFI will serve as a governance token for the platform, which will allow users to engage in borrowing, lending, and other DeFi activities. Project aims to raise 300 million, valuing the venture at 1.5 billion. So what do you think is going to happen when it lists? If they want to be valued at 1.5 billion, right? All depends, of course, on the circulating supply, right? But if the circulating supply is pretty high, then the token value is going to be really high, which means most of the vested amount that's being allocated, each month is going to be sold right away on the platform or on the exchanges. So if you're buying this, be careful. Wait until it launches. Wait until it goes onto a centralized exchange and go from there. Interesting Bitcoin chart. It says here, this chart indicates Bitcoin may be headed for a record high above 73,000. So if you guys remember, I always talk about the neckline being 73,000. And we can take a look at it in a second, but I want to show you guys this chart here. They call it the 3-line break chart, which filters out noise and erratic price movements, suggests the broader bull run has begun. Yeah, we did say the official bull run started just before October started with the CZ's release, but the actual price action hasn't reflected that yet. And I think moving forward, I think we'll see more of that. What we see with Bitcoin right now. It says here the leading cryptocurrency by market value rose over 5% to 66,000, registering its biggest single day gain since August 23rd. However, the 3-line break chart shows that the breakout of the prolonged descending channel happened on Monday, and the broader uptrend from October 23, the lows near 30,000 has resumed. The bull victory could lead to record highs above 73,000. That's one of the things I actually said. It depends on the strength of the run. We can actually break through that 73 easily, right? But I'm going to be cautious, right? I still think that that's going to be a fairly strong resistance, and we might pull back there and then tread sideways and then go again. A Japanese trader described the 3-line break chart as more of a subtle form of point and figure charts where reversals are decided by the market and not arbitrary rules. That means we can gear it to the strength and dynamism of the market, whatever that word is. Chartered market technician Steve Ninson said in his book, Beyond Candlesticks. So this is what it looks like. So a continuation occurs when the price moves above the previous green line, confirming an extension of the already established uptrend. So it is an uptrend, right? And then, it is kind of going back and forth between these resistances and supports. And eventually breaks through. So the breakthrough actually happened here, the first breakthrough. And then touchback. So remember, we always talk about touchbacks. So if this broke through, touchback, and then it's starting to go, right? I still think that the chart is actually going to look more like what we normally showed you guys here. Oh, look at that, 67,000 today. I love it when it does it during the stream. I was just going to say to you guys, when is that pump going to happen? But it's happening in real time. I love it. All right. So the neckline that I always refer to is actually here, right? This is the neckline. And so, we have to get to this level first to see what happens, right? I think there is going to be some selling here. Like, it just makes sense. It was proved to be a strong resistance multiple times, right? So even though that went through, we still call that resistance, there. Okay. So that's going to at least be challenged by anybody who's bought at this level and needs to sell. So all of these people, they're still holding from there, might want to sell. Okay. Also, people that are shorting the market, they're going to start shorting at this level as well. So there might be significant amount of selling at that level. All right. Now, we could still come down here to this level and go sideways and then back up. Or we'll go back down to this level here, right? So this will be the level, because that will be the bottom of the shoulder, right? The inverted head and shoulders. So it will be like there and then there. We can do that. Or the last possible thing we can do is actually go through that. Remember I said that? We can go through that, come back down, hover, and then go out. Okay? So the 3 options are on the table. And but I really think we will have some selling here. I really do. Because we're not into 2025 yet, unless, of course, like Bitcoin just says, fuck you all. We're going straight to 84 or whatever that number was. I think it might have been 84, like here. All the other things we talk about all the time are, right, MACD. If you guys listen to anybody online and they don't talk about MACD, just unfollow them. MACD is one of the most important indicators out there. Like, I can show you 1,000 examples of it being correct in assessing the markets. You know, again, right? Crossovers are not good for the market. How many times I have to say this? Okay. So those are all bearish crossovers. Market pulls back every single time. All right. When we have bullish crossovers, bullish are here, 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 here. This one, look at that. That crossover happened in the positive territory, right? If it happens in the negative territory, it takes time to get going. But if it happens in the positive territory, there's going to be a spike, right? So in this case, if we now take a look at everything, this is why we have this price action moving so hard, because we are crossing over into positive territory, and now that's going to push the demand for Bitcoin much, much higher, much faster, right? If this crossover happened to have a deeper setting, we would have been down here, would have been taking longer to get going again. It all depends on where the crossover happens, okay? So this is why our price action is really, really good. We're just going, and it's beautiful to see. Let's see dominance. So, again, we want this dominance to fall for alts. If you're holding alts, you don't like the way things are going with the dominance chart right now. But that does not mean, we're going to have to wait like 3 months again for our alt to go. Let me just remove these really quickly for you and go to the weekly scale. So the weekly scale shows our resistances here, right? I left these giant arrows on the screen just because you need to see exactly what we want. We want the bull run action to be this way, right? So anything that's going up is not really good for alts. Good news is that we're up against this massive red 365 EMA, okay? That is going to be resistance, 100%. If you take a look at previous action doesn't really show that, but I'm assuming this was here, right? And we're trying to get as close as possible to this resistance before we dump. So I'm assuming as Bitcoin is moving, alts are going to start to move really soon. I will be actually shocked if I see this pump this way. And in fact, it's pretty bad for alts if that happens, right? Because we want this action this way. We want dominance of altcoins to be stronger than the dominance of Bitcoin, right? And so let's see what happens in the next couple days. And we'll see what the MACD is doing, right? Because we kind of expected MACD to be dumping here, like crossing over and dumping, but it's not doing that yet. So let's see what happens there. Total 3, right? Reminder, total 3 is the total market cap of all altcoins. That doesn't include ETH and obviously Bitcoin. So on the weekly scale, we were looking at this crossover here that's happening, which is beautiful to see. We see some action now supporting. It's going to go to that level, most likely. Depending on the strength of this run, probably going to get something up here, right? Because again, it crossed over near the horizon level. And so I think what happens is we don't have this long way to get going. It actually gets going pretty quickly. Okay. So that's total 3. It's looking really, really good. Of course, the most important chart that we can have in crypto is this chart right here, the dominance of Tether. It is, to me, the leading indicator of the entire crypto space. All right. So if we were to just remove this quickly, and I'll go over this very quickly as well, because I know I've mentioned this 1,000 times. If you're watching the stream before, you know what I feel about this chart. But for those that are new and are experiencing this for the first time, this is what I need for this to happen. So one of the most important things you see here is this pinch, okay, this MACD pinch. That tells us that we're going to be going this way, which means there's going to be a negative pull on the chart, right? So the action is going to be going south, all right? Most likely it's going to take us well into 2025. So before we get into the upper area again, we'll be down most likely at the 2% level. So all the way down past these indicators down to the 2 level. And then I would say the bull run is pretty much consolidating at the top, and then we turn into massive bears. We'll get out of hibernation and we will attack some bulls at that point. But yeah, so we want this action to be dumping, and this is what's happening right now. And as more alts are starting to rip, we're going to see this accelerate. Okay, so we're very, very close to seeing that. Especially because the last little pump that we had, if we go to the daily, you know, we saw this top, this double top, and now it's just free falling, which is amazing to see, right? So yeah, it's looking really, really good. Okay, so let's get into some Politify tokens because we need to go over them. They did dump a little bit. Let's do that right now. So we did talk about this the other day, and we said there's a possibility of it dumping to this level here, right? These EMAs that are just sitting there and waiting, okay? We're getting close, right? It might be one of those things where I don't think this dump is finished yet. It is close because we ended up getting to this level here. So let's see, right there. So the top of this area. So the area is right there. It could definitely go lower. So you would be almost inclined to start buying now, which you probably did, which is good for you. But if you haven't bought yet, you just be patient with it. See what happens in the next couple of days. You can still see some action sideways and then up. All right. Overall, I think we still have enough juice to go into the election. And I said to you guys, like about a week's away from election, we will decide whether or not we sell right away, depending on where the price action is, right? So if the price action is at the very top, like say we're up here with a weeks away from the actual election, I would say at least remove 50% of your bag. Okay? Because as we get closer and closer, a lot of things can happen. There could be a sell-off prior to the election. There could be a massive pump. We just don't know. We know not to hold through the election, but we also know that there could be a quick pump and dump, like one of these, right? So do you want to be waiting for that? The question is, I wouldn't want to. You could probably take some of this capital and put into something else that we talk about, right? So just be happy with whatever run you get with Trump, okay? Whatever run. All right, with Kamala Harris. So this is the issue with it. It broke through this resistance. Sorry. It broke through the support. It's turned into a resistance. So it's kind of like saying to everybody, all right, was this an actual support that turned resistance? What I mean by that is, so some people would draw this like this. Actually, like this. And make a trading channel like this. So they would do it like kind of like this. I'm trying to, it's a weird setup because, you know, it doesn't fit a lot of these lines. So it's kind of like this, right? It's oscillating within it. Because sometimes you can put this the support here, and all of a sudden price action will pop over that, and you go, what happened? Well, maybe we didn't draw it properly, right? Normally, what I would say is whenever support like this breaks and it confirms that it's now turned into resistance, usually it's going to be a dump, right? So, you know, I see that MACD is in the deep bear territory, like negative territory, so that there's a negative pull on the chart. If we do have this crossover and it goes up, it's going to probably go up to here. So if you were thinking about buying, you could try to buy at this level and see what happens, but be wary of the fact that it could dump to this level here. All right. Let me remove some of these and then I'll show you on the daily. So on the daily, the MACD does look like shit, right? Because we haven't seen a decrease in momentum yet, right? See how this is still increasing? So every day the momentum increases for the bears. You want to reverse like this, right? You want some other candles or under momentum bars to be producing. And so let's see what happens with this, because, you know, we expected it to be at least up here by now, and we haven't got that yet. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I would, if you were dabbling into this and you're thinking about adding at this point, you could, but keep an eye on it. As soon as that price action moves south past, I'd say 0063-ish, I would sell right away. Okay. So those are the two presidential meme tokens we always cover. Interesting of note, of all the meme coins that we're tracking, used car went bananas. Like, it just kept going and going and going. As you guys can see this, right? And, you know, we put this level as the top, and it looks like it should have been the top, right? But just kept going. So if you're already here, just be happy you got it, right? I would personally sell if I had something left over. Even though we're very bullish, you know, is there a chance of getting up to here? Sure, but that's only 100% from where it is. You know what I mean? So you can get 100% from something else, right? Like anything. Like, let's see, GameStop. Yeah, see, with GameStop, we were right. This was the resistance. This one right here was the resistance. And I mean, we could technically keep going, right? But we do have this crossover on the 4-hour scale. So we need to like kind of get down here first before we can say that we can get in again. What I would do is wait to see what happens in here. If that holds and this resets, we're going to get it again, because we're going to probably get a pump to that level. All right. Let's see. I wanted to go over another one just briefly. Cat dog, because we talked about it the other day. So, you know, I said, guys, be patient with this, and I really mean patient, because there's still a ton of liquidity. There's still a ton of transactions that are coming through. Volume's still pretty high for a meme coin. Okay, lots of makers. So be patient with this. This is going to eventually pop. even though technically on the 4-hour scale it does look kind of weak. But it all depends on what happens with Bitcoin, right? If that re-energizes everything, it's going to be fine, right? So we're looking at something like that. Okay, and the upside is crazy, really. Like, you can go and say, you know, we have a top here, which probably could be the most nearest top. But then if you zoom out, you know, we can probably double that market cap, triple that market cap, and go up to this level here. You know, things work in 50 percentiles. Like, if you have a full drawdown, right, the bounce back should be at least to the 50th percentile of that run. Happens on every scale. Like, I'll show you quickly. All right. So if you were to take even this pump right here. Okay, so if we were to take this pump and we want to know how far down it's going to go, all the way down to here, right? So the 50th percentile is normally where you should be looking at for a bounce. So see, when it comes down, it was bouncing around the 50th percentile and then went under it. Once it goes under, then the trade doesn't work anymore. Okay. The bounce back from here should be at least at this level here, right? So as this draws down, let me do this again. As this draws down, it's going to come back to this level, right? And then back down, and then possibly to this level. Okay. So this is how you do it. While I go over some layer ones, if you guys have any requests for tokens to look at, please let me know in the chat. Okay. All right, let's look at layer 1s and 2s. So a bunch of them there. We'll start with ETH. So there was an article actually that got my attention today, talking about, has ETH lost its way? I'll show you really quickly. It says, is ETH in danger of being all things to all people and being master of none? It needs to focus on its original ambition to be a world computer, says Ganesh Swami, co-founder of Covalent. So the problem with people is they're using traditional finance strategy to determine the value of crypto assets. What I mean by that is they're saying, like, you know, price action reflects its growth as a platform. It reflects its user base, sentiment, and so on and so forth. The answer to that is no. This is not traditional finance, right? Traditional finance, yeah, absolutely. It's all about the sentiment. And if people don't like something, they'll sell it. If the people like something, we'll grow it. But with crypto, like the prices are almost predetermined in a sense that, you know, as long as the platform is being used and it has a really big network effect, its multiples on the chart are going to be exact, right? I'll go over Ethereum price action in a second, but the point I'm making is it doesn't matter what the feeling is from somebody outside looking in about its Ethereum's price or whatever. The point I'm making is, as long as there's a massive user base, massive developer base, the massive transactions and applications and so on and so forth, price does not normally reflect its growth and user base and so on and so forth. So if you're even looking at Ethereum's price right now, you're going to say, oh, it's pretty shit. What does that mean for Bitcoin or sorry, for Ethereum? And so this is why this article talks about this. It says, Ethereum has lost sight of its original vision of becoming a world computer. Ethereum has loosened the plot, and I don't know if that's the case. I just feel like people lose sight of what is actually happening with Ethereum or Solana or other layer ones, and want to use the price action as a means to validate their theory, right? Because it's so easy to do that. You can even say with Bitcoin, oh, it's pretty shit, it didn't get to all-time high, right? It's kind of stupid to me. So you guys can read it on your own. There's a long article talking about different things about Ethereum, its upgrade, its deflationary model, network effect, Merkle trees and Z-Starks, and all kinds of stuff. But the point of all this is to talk about ETH in a way that, you guys have to understand that ETH is going to get to 8,000 or even 12,000 very, very soon. And all of these articles will mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right? It's just, word diarrhea in essence. Because it's not like Ethereum is a chain that's been completely abandoned. It already has a massive user base. It's recently dropped its transaction fees to nearly, like 90% of a fraction of what it used to be. Like now when I interact with ETH, it's like, especially on-chain from ETH to ETH, wallets is like pennies. From DeFi transactions, it's like $3 to $4 now, versus it was like $60, $70 a lot of times. Okay, so it's come a long way, personally, right? And I think price action doesn't determine its usefulness and its growth and onboarding the masses, in my opinion. I mean, look at the weekly chart itself, right? Like, come on, guys. You guys should look at the chart before writing that article, right? Look at that weekly pinch is about to happen, right? The price action is clearly bouncing off this blue EMA, right? Which is the weekly 200, which proved to be support here, resistance there, right? The other thing we look at is ETH dominance, right? So talk to you guys about ETH dominance, how it's important to track it to see where it's going to be. And it will determine whether or not we will get a run in the future. Like when this starts to dominate, which means like if this starts to go up, that means ETH is much, much stronger in a price run or even in a dump than other alts, because it's taking a larger market cap share, right, of the total crypto cap. So as we see here, the MACD on the weekly is about to start to pinch. This negative momentum is starting to go away. So within, I would say, a couple weeks, this is probably going to be really, really interesting to see, because if we're starting to see some action right there, right, that means ETH is actually going to start pumping like crazy to that level. So 20% market cap. That's remarkable, right? So ETH is definitely going to have a run in it really, really soon. And for those that are thinking like the price right now is reflective of its usefulness and development and market share, like it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. People forget that ETH is basically an indicator for alts to go. Whenever ETH is strong, all alts are strong, So technically, we want ETH to do well. Just looking at over some comments. Give me a sec. So ETH is going to have its run, and looking at ETH's price action, right? Let me remove this for a sec. we definitely see some price action in the upper area of this line. So this is the line we're looking at. All right. If we're going to look at ETH versus time, so 2026 is about 9,000 at that level. So if we're going to look at, yeah, so about 8 to 9,000 is where I projected to be. So this starts to go, it's going to kind of come down here, and another wave to that area. And then all those articles will just go away, right? Because they're for nothing. It's so easy to shit on them when it's doing this, right? And it's coming down. So that's ETH. I think we're still good with ETH. Let's look at Cardano. So where do you guys think Cardano is going to be? Because Cardano's got a huge market cap, all depends on where the sell-off is. So is it going to be here at $1.17? Is it going to be here at $2.29? Or is it going to be here at the top at $3? If it's $3 or even $3.60, that means Cardano's market cap is what? Let's look at that. That means Cardano's market cap is going to be 130 billion. So is that actually possible? Right? So we would have to do some math, right? We would have to go into Cardano's dominance, right? So one of the first things we would have to do is go into ADA.D, right? And see if that's actually feasible, because all depends on where the dominance is, right? So if it jumps and stops at 1.12%, right, with its current market cap, let's see here. Let me just do some quick math for you. So if we assume it's going to have $10 trillion in market cap, so total crypto cap is going to be 10 trillion, right? And we assume that Cardano is going to have 1.16% market cap dominance. That means its market cap is going to be 116 billion. Okay, so 116 billion. And if we have, say, fully diluted Cardano, which is 45 billion tokens, divide that by 45 billion, we have a price of $2.57. Okay, so $2.57. So where's that on the chart? 257 is about, yep, right about there. So it seems like that might be the top. Okay, so anywhere there, I would start selling in the bull run, right? And so what we can do also is kind of see where this diagonal is going to be. Looks to be about there. All right, so as we go forward in time, probably going to get some action here, maybe a pop to that level and then down. Okay. So that's one way to actually understand where a token price could get to. Focus on the dominance of that project, like we did with Cardano, right? Again, Cardano's dominance is ADA.D, right? And then we see where things are. We use the 200 weekly EMA as a measure, right? And it's important to know that, you know, it could top at probably 1.15, right? Because if you guys wonder why I'm using the 200, it's very simple, right? If you look at the prior history, it's proven to be a support, a resistance, another support, right? Another support here. So it is fairly used to determine resistances and support. That's what the 200 EMA is going to be used for me. So we look at Cardano, we go, all right, 1.13% overall dominance at a 10 trillion market cap for total crypto. And then we go from there. All right, use the total supply of tokens, and that will be determining what the price is going to be in the future. You could do that again with, I don't know, say Atom, so Cosmos. So can Cosmos get up to here, which is $43, right? Well, let's take a look. So if we go to atom.d, I believe we have that as well. Yep. Okay. We can say, all right, say it starts to pump. So dominance of Cosmos pumps, and it goes to the 200 EMA, which is a 0.23%. Okay. So we do the math again, right? We go to Cosmos. All right. So we'll go to Cosmos. So Atom. And then we do 10 trillion, right? Multiply that by 0.25. Is that what we said? Yeah, about 2.3. Let's do 2.3. To 3%. Okay, that means market cap of Cosmos is going to be at the end of the bull run $23 billion. Okay, so 23 billion, and say the total supply is the same. Let's just use that as a metric. All right, maybe we go up to 400 million. So divide that number by 400 million. Okay, so the price we will get for Cosmos is $57.50. So 57.50. All right. So let's go back to the chart of Cosmos and see where 57.50 is. So 42 is here. All right. So let's remove all these really quickly. So 57.50, I said. So 50 is there. Let's move it a little bit higher than that. There. So there's one possibility, right? If the dominance is actually lower, then the price will be lower as well, right? So then we can say most likely the top could be here, right? 42. If we don't get any dominance runs, the top could be here, right? $25. It all depends on a lot of things. Like we can do the same exercise with AVAX or Polkadot or even ETH, right? So imagine, let's do that with ETH, for example, right? Quickly, let's see if we're correct with that. So ETH right now, ETH dominance. Oops. All right, so we said we want that ETH dominance up here, but I think we're going to get it at this 200 EMA. So 17.13. Okay, so 17.13. So if we're to take 10 trillion and multiply it by yeah, 17, so 17%. That means the total market cap of ETH at the top of the bull run will be $1.7 trillion. Okay, so we divide that amount by the total supply, right? So we'll use, let's see, we'll use 125 million as the total supply. Okay, so divide that number by 125 million. Okay, so the final price of ETH is 13,600. So this level here is going to produce $13,000 per ETH. Is that out of the question? Absolutely not. Right? So there's many ways to look at this, and I love using dominances to determine possible future prices. All right, remember, this is just possible prices, because at the end of the day, this dominance could easily just go over here and reject and go straight down again. And then we're looking at a lower, much lower price point for ETH, right? As we move up in dominance, sorry, if we move up in crypto cap and so on. Look at Sol, for example. We have that pinch finally happening. Most likely to get this price action out of this wedge, right? And through this line here, and then probably regress a bit and then up. Why? Because I think, I don't think we get a straight up candle. I'll be actually shocked if we do, right? Because that means, we're probably pumping straight to this line here, which is $339 or $320. Again, did anyone expect this kind of a run from Solana? I don't think anyone did. But Solana is going to be definitely a top 3 chain in the world. I mean, this at this point is definitive. So, if you're accumulating SOL at this level, congrats to you, because at some point it's going to be $10,000 per SOL, which poses a lot more other problems, but at least we have that. All right, we're approaching almost an hour into the stream. I'm trying to keep these down to 30 minutes, but it seems like there's always so much to talk about and discuss. If you guys have any last minute requests, you can post them now in the chat. And if you don't, we could finish up for today and get ready for tomorrow. Just looking at Sui. H-bar's looking okay too. Harmony, is Harmony gonna get? Oh yeah, look at that. That looks really nice. Actually, Harmony's a really good trade here. First exit is about 8x. I like that trade, actually. All right, I'm going to post Tremp one more time really quickly. I did talk about it a few times, but I'll do it again. Okay, so we did have a pretty decent pump here, because I think it was like 27 cents a second ago. So if you're holding Trump right now, this is good news, right? It is actually turning that daily candle into a very bullish candle, right? We do have this pinch that I hate to see, right? But it could very well do one of these where it goes like this and then that. So until we fully see a crossover and action to the south, we still can be bullish, as you can see here. So anybody who was buying at 27 cents, 28 cents, you're pretty happy right now with a 10% pump. I did mention to you guys, again, we're not holding through the election, okay? We're most likely selling a good portion of our assets during the last week. So depending on where the last week is, we're going to sell some here. If the action is jumping, we're going to start selling there as well, all right? There's so many other plays on the table. Do not hold past the election. It's sitting at 31 million market cap now. If it gets to $1.40, that means it's at 140 million. Does it get to $1 billion market cap? I don't know. I mean, crypto is funny to me, and you could get there in a nanosecond, but I'm not holding through that. I'm not going to see that. Happy with anything in here and here. Okay, so that's any of this range. So 75 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents, and then from $1.37 to about $1.66. Just be happy with that if you get that. Okay. All right, that concludes another edition of Dgenz Crypto Daily, episode 52. Every single day is action-packed, so we'll have lots of content for tomorrow. I thank you again for joining me. I thank you again for interacting. And if you found this very helpful, please share it on your social media platforms. And let's win this crypto thing together. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
News in the code, riding on the blockchain, heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying, rugs are in the air. Try give us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon, and ether's on fire. Holders in the storm, lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead, watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane, never gonna hit them slow.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now. Trading is wild and free.
DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets ebb and flow. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping, cause fortunes are overnight.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets ebb and flow. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping, cause fortunes are overnight.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see.
Fortunes you can see.
Mining all those diamonds, digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.